Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So for Solana, we are currently still observing here if an impulse can emerge out of the yellow support area. Support area I gave to you, I think a couple of days ago when we made our peak here in 3 waves. That's always the decision point when you have your 3 waves. Will we break down, or are we going to find support and create an impulse, a complete impulse? That is also usually the possibility for the idea for a possible trade setup. Yeah, anybody who wants to trade and use these trend reversal areas, you can of course do so. This is the area where the price needs to turn around if we want to have a realistic chance to do something like this. A wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so and then as soon as we have 5 waves complete on this more relevant time frame, then this should complete a wave 1. I did explain all of that in previous videos. Then here 3 waves down in a wave 2, and then possibly moving on. So we always need to take a look at what the price does and the chart does at each of these stages here of the price development, because at the moment the move to the downside looks fairly corrective, which would rather confirm the idea that we will find support in this area and push higher once more with a target around, first of all, obviously resistance would be $15, but the target could go all the way up to $16 in the next wave up. That's based on the calculation that we could say, okay, we've got the wave 1 here, not a wave A, yeah, not a bearish pattern ABC, but a 1, 2, and we take the length of the wave 1, we go to the low of the 4th wave. Okay, it depends on how low we really go, so we don't really know that yet. But $15 is certainly resistance. Then we've got, I need to adjust it slightly because I think we moved slightly since yesterday's video. Then the next target is at 15.48. That's the 1-to-1 ratio. And then the maximum that wave 5 should do, but that would already be quite a stretch target, would be $17.21. And then at each of these levels, all we need to do is to basically find support and make a higher high than the wave 3, which was here at 14.23. Then we have 5 waves complete and can have more confidence that a correction which would start afterwards, as I just showed you, 5 waves up and then ABC down, that this will hold key support as well, and that would be the next trading opportunity or trade setup. Let's call it trade setup or trade setup idea, because eventually everybody needs to decide for themselves what they do. So this is certainly a long trade setup at the moment. Here in a scenario where the price would move up in one more wave up, we should hold here that support area, which is located between $11.65 and $13, between the 50% retracement and the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement. Yeah, so this should hold, and in this scenario at least. But if we break below it, that's a warning that we will most likely make a new lower low. So if we hold it and make that impulse, does it mean the overall bear market low is in? No, we cannot confirm that at least. Yeah, we can't confirm that at the moment, as long as the daily chart trend doesn't change, and it clearly hasn't changed. If you look at the movement of the low, which is no different than what we had here, yeah, all these spikes, irrational relief rallies in that bear market, in the bear market, they never were real lows. They were only fake lows basically. And yeah, we have maybe something similar here as well. I mean, the market was pretty much oversold down there in that region. So, you know, we need to watch it. We need to take it level by level. What eventually can only happen here is that we're following the creation of smaller impulses. This might be useful for anybody who wants to trade the lower time frames. And then as time passes, this will create a larger impulse. And as soon as the impulse is large enough, we can confirm that a bear market low is in. There will never be the point where we reach a certain support level and we say, definitely the low is in now. Yeah. As I said before, all these coins can have the low already in. Do I believe it? No, because I also look at another low for Bitcoin. Yes, we currently have some short-term upside. That is not unexpected, also not on the side of Bitcoin, because in Bitcoin Ethereum videos, I've been talking about short-term upside. So there's no surprise that some altcoins are following in the short term, because corrective moves to the upside you always get also in bear markets, but the market now needs to, or the chart now needs to prove that a low is in. But at the moment, I'm still looking at lower prices here, and that we're going to follow this diagonal further to the downside. And even if it's not in this particular count, which would get invalidated above $15, there's another alternative count that would then allow for still lower. So until, and I said that before, until we break above $20, I cannot with a high confidence say that the bear market low has been made. But above that, we can at least start to consider it more closely. Yeah, and if anybody wants now a bullish case drawn out on the chart, that's actually very simple, because we are waiting for an impulse. So we still wait for one more high. If we get that high, we can count the move up here as a wave 1. We would then watch if we can find and hold down there the region here. That will be a Fibonacci support area, which I will be able to define. That would then be a wave 2 low. Then we would move up in a 3, down in a 4, move up in a 5. That would be a bullish case where we're now watching, do we create a wave 1? Then we watch, can we find a support in wave 2? If we then rally, ideally above the 1.618 extension, yeah, that is already a really good sign. And even better confirmation is if we find 5 waves up, then ABC down will be another confirmation. Then breaking above that high will be additional confirmation. And that is how probability and confidence builds as well, that a chart has already got the low. Yeah, because eventually you always can spot it only afterwards. The idea is to get the earliest possible signal, and everybody needs to decide for themselves, how much confidence do I want? Yeah, do I really wait until the price has already made 100%, 200%, but then at least I have a really good confidence that we will not see another low? Or do I go in lower, maybe with smaller positions, have more risk, but I get a better price? And that depends on the type of trader you are, your breakout trader, your pullback trader, and so on. And yeah, but that's a completely different story. But yeah, that is currently where we are with Solana. At the moment here in the very short term, if I look at the price structure, I would rather say we haven't got the low in yet for this C wave. At least we don't really see a strong signal. Ethereum, Bitcoin moving up quite nicely at the moment. Solana reacts a little bit, but it's not enough. I think a move above this B wave high would be a good confirmation that a low has been made here, and that would be at $13.90. That's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.